Hello, everybody. So in this video, I wanted to show you how the Bramble world works so that when you come to our event, you can feel quite comfortable with it. So let's get started. I'm going to make myself smaller here. Let's see. And when you come into, in fact, I can even like get rid of myself here on the other one because I know I'm showing myself on the top, right, on the right hand corner here. So when you get in, you're going to be assigned an avatar. If you click on your avatar, you can actually edit your profile. I can, for example, upload a picture of mine. I don't know if I have any pictures that I would want to upload. I probably should have looked for this before. Oh, look, there is something here about my birthday. I'm going to get rid of this later. Uh, but as you can see, you can upload your picture, and then down here you can say something to introduce yourself. Anyway, so you can play with that. Clearly, I haven't done that, and I have to do it. Once you go in here, the other thing that you probably want to do is go to the menu, and then under menu, go to settings, and then make sure that Bramble is capturing your camera. What I have seen happen to some people is that Bramble is not capturing their camera for whatever reason. So if that happens to you, just get out and get back in, turn your camera back in or something like that. Like in my case, I wanted to make sure that Bramble was capturing this particular camera, and I can also see that it's capturing my microphone fine. Okay, so I'm good. Another thing that I'm going to say, Bramble does work on mobile phones, but my strong recommendation is that you use a laptop. And that's because you're going to have a much nicer experience, I think, if you use the laptop. Now, if you must use a phone, right now there have been some changes in the specifications of iPhones or the iPhone operating system or something like that. It makes it possible for you to use your iPhone, but you won't be able to talk. You would only be able to like write on the chat. There's a chat function. So with iPhones, just know that if you use an iPhone, that's what's going to happen. Ideally, use a computer. And if you use a computer, my recommendation is also that you use Chrome. I have seen reported issues with Safari that I don't see in Chrome. Final recommendation, check this out before the day of the event. It is rare, but there could be firewalls. There could be reasons why you wouldn't be able to get in which case you would have to talk to your IT. So that's why I set up a time to be here for you guys to just come in. And also you can come in anytime, even if I'm not here, and just get into my room and see what it looks like. Once you get into the room, then you can use the arrows on your screen to move around. You're going to listen to some Brazilian music because that's where I'm from. And you're going to go through this door to see our office and presentation room. So just go through it. It takes a little while, especially if it's the first time that you're doing it. Depends on the speed of the internet as well. Okay, then you're going to come to my very customized room. I had a lot of fun customizing my Bramble room. And only today I was teaching a class here. So what I did is I asked my students to come over here, and I met them on this larger room over here. They all came. We could all see each other. I could share my screen. I can present my slides. But then after that, I just went to my office, which is right here, which says Chris's office. And I can literally hang out here. This is my dog, Bambi, by the way. The other dog's name is Buffy. And I can literally hang out here, and my students can be working on different parts of the world. I'm going to show you that in a moment. And then if they need me, they can click on Find People down here and look for me. Now, right now, if I click on Find People, the only person here is me. But when there are several people, you can find people and you can find me and you can send me a direct message. Okay, so that is my office. And you notice this little white area around my office. That means it's a private space. So what happens is anybody who is in here can hear each other, but people outside can't hear what's going on. So for example, let's say that you come visit me and you see that I'm in my office, but you try to talk to me from outside the office, I'm not going to hear you. You have to literally come inside. Okay, and this is also another private room where people can sit down and meet. And here's what's cool, any of these tables are private offices. So in our case, I am going to be running our presentation from up here. And you see that I'm standing in the spotlight. So when I stand in the spotlight, everybody can see me. And when I stand in the spotlight, you all can hear me, but you all will be around these tables here. Keep in mind that when you're around a table, the only people who can hear you are the people who are in these white areas. And I'm doing that so that the groups can actually have interactivities, because we're going to have, when I run programs, I usually include a lot of interactivity and group discussions and so on. And that's where the groups have discussions. What I would say is, please mute your microphone when you're not talking, so as to avoid any echo. And if you are in a group and somebody forgot to mute themselves, you people in the group are the only people who can tell your group member, hey, could you please unmute yourself? Because I'm not going to be hearing that, because I'm outside your private area. So you will be able to hear me, but I won't be able to hear you because I'm not in your private space. Make sense? It really helps to have headphones. They don't have to be fancy headphones, even little earbuds that you buy in your nearest, I don't know, pharmacy or drugstore or whatever will work fine, but it really helps to reduce echo. Even though Bramble does have a nice noise reduction system, sometimes it happens. So if you all could make sure that you have earphones or headphones or whatever, that would be super helpful to me. While I'm making the presentation, if you want to ask me a question, you have two ways. You can even, I need to hide this menu. You can either even click on the chat. I'm not going to click here now because I don't know what's written in here, but you can click on the chat and send me a chat. Or let's say that I'm a participant, you can just come outside and allow me to see it. Keep in mind that when I'm here speaking, I can only see up to this area. So for example, let's say that I'm here and you want to talk to me and you came to below your table, I won't be able to see you because I'm over here. So I would say, if you want to ask me something, just literally move. Like move from outside your white area so that I can see that you need me. And then when I see that you need me, what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on you and toggle the spotlight. And at that point, you'll be able to talk and we're going to be able to hear you. Otherwise, if you feel uncomfortable with that, just send me a chat and I'll be monitoring that. As far as watching the presentations, to be honest, I'm not sure yet whether I'm going to be sharing my screen or asking you guys to open the presentation. Okay, so just to show you what happens if you click on open the presentation, something shows that says show website. You click on the website and then the presentation shows up here. I can also share my screen. The advantage of doing it this way is that you will still be able to see me on the right, whereas if I share my screen, you won't be able to see me. So it's one of those things that we're going to have to decide together. If I do it this way, I'm going to ask you guys to move. Okay, please go to slide 2 and so on. Just because this way you'll be able to continue to see me and continue to see people on the room. All right, let me close that. What else did I want to show you? When you come here, if you come here before the event and just to look around, I strongly encourage you to visit my favorite spot, which is the rooftop. You just follow the rooftop line. Takes, once again, a little while for it to go down. And then here, there are lots of nooks and crannies and little areas where people can go and have conversations as well. In our case, we're going to be having most of our discussions downstairs. But if afterwards you want to come here and do some networking and chat in any of those rooms, you can, and you can explore the area. And then if you want to come down, you just follow my sign that says going down. The elevator is down here, and then you go down to this area. Now, just so that you know, my Bramble room also has what is called a quiet area. Let me show you where that is. So if I used that area to make my presentation, then everybody would be muted. And you would only be able to hear me. And then if you wanted to ask me a question, let me go here, it's called the theater. And then if you wanted to ask me a question, you would move your avatar to the front of the room and I would see that you wanted to ask me a question. See, so everybody who is in these areas over here would not be able to be heard, so you have to literally be here. So I would ask, if you want to ask me a question, please move your avatar next to me. I'm going to try not to use this room just because I would like the groups to already be with the tables and being able to talk to each other. We'll see how it works. If in the beginning it's not working well, we'll simply move to the other room and then make sure it works well. So that is Bramble. It's my favorite spot now to teach, meet with my students, hang out here in my office so that people can come and talk to me. So sometimes I will put in my calendar, hey, you guys, I'm in my Bramble office today. So if you want to ask a question, you can come to my office and ask me whatever question, and then my student's face would show up. We would be able to share screens, do whatever we do. And I'm simply working on another tab. And then when the student comes to my office and says something, I simply hear my student. So I find it super handy and much more fun than having the thousandth Zoom meeting in the day. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me. Other than that, I'm looking forward to seeing you all. Take care.